How you doing? Scotty Bear back with another video. This video about the article published, El Paso, one of the worst places to live. So a viewer sent me this article. It's was just written just about a month ago at this point. They list 30 of the worst places to live. I'm going to kind of go through a few of them. I found this pretty interesting because I recently moved to El Paso. And I feel like I have a very good feel for El Paso, and I'll talk about maybe the downsides outlined in this article and the Fox 14 article, kind of clapping back, I guess the modern term is, to that article. In the article, the top 30 worst places to live in the United States, they go through a list of these places. One being Detroit, Michigan, probably mostly agree. St. Louis, Missouri, all right. Cleveland, Ohio, okay. Baltimore, Maryland. Now, these places here, I mean, I would mostly agree. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, okay. Pueblo, Colorado, okay. Gary, Indiana, yeah, maybe. Youngstown, Ohio, okay. Little Rock, Arkansas, okay. Flint, Michigan, okay. Homestead, Florida. Compton, California. Clearly this person hasn't been to Compton lately. It is pretty nice currently. Shreveport, Louisiana. Jackson, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, okay. Stockton, California. Is Stockton a bad place? I don't know. Trenton, New Jersey, okay. Memphis, Tennessee. I think Tennessee is having a pretty good run currently. And then El Paso, Texas. I'm gonna, let's see here, let's read this. 30% of the people live in on less than 25,000 a year. Poverty is a major problem in the city, as is violent crime. Low education levels means that residents do not have access to higher paying jobs. Okay. Also on that list is Chicago, Illinois, Tucson, Arizona. This is another one of those where I feel like they have not been to Tucson lately. Louisville, Kentucky, Reno, Nevada. Again, Reno's actually doing pretty good. I don't know about that one. Rochester, New York. Oakland, California. Maybe Oakland, California should be up a little higher because actually you can't even park your car in Oakland, California without it being robbed. I am fully not kidding. You go into a restaurant and you'll see people with all their luggage sitting there beside them because in broad daylight they'll just take everything out of your car. So that maybe that one should be up a little higher. Knoxville, Tennessee. Again, Tennessee doing pretty good, so it's hard to say. Let's go back here to El Paso and my reactions, and I'll talk about my experience in El Paso. For one thing, I'll say in general, El Paso is a really friendly place. El Paso is a very reasonable place. So the 25,000 a year, the good news is you could survive on that here. The main reason is rent is very reasonable. I, chose a place that was maybe on a little bit of the higher end, but you could really get a one-bedroom apartment here for maybe like $400 a month, somewhere in that range. $500 a month is definitely no problem. Actually, you can rent a house for about $800 a month here. Dangerous. I don't know about dangerous. I've been around the city. I know there are worse parts. I know there are better parts. Worse being, I bet you there's worse parts in Vegas, and I bet you there is worse parts in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and having experiences in Tijuana, Mexico, Southern California, like from Compton and stuff like that, I can't see how this made any list of being the most dangerous place in the world. Actually, you can't even leave anything in your car in Albuquerque. Is kind of the same situation. Car break-ins and stuff like that are a huge problem. I don't know about this article. I call mostly bullshit. Now, what are some of maybe the downsides to living in El Paso? For one thing, the major downside may be that where it's located at, there's not a whole lot nearby. I mean, you have to drive, I believe, at least 4 or 5 hours, maybe even 6 or 7, say to San Antonio. Say you want to go Albuquerque, I believe that's like 2.5, 3 hours. Say you go to Arizona, Tucson, maybe I think is probably the next, city along that route there. I think that is at least 4 or 5 hours. So it's in a bit of a isolated area. The other thing, it's a little windy. Now, windy, okay, so we're not talking about anything, silly. Certainly places have other issues. I have not been here in the summertime. I have heard about windstorms and different situations like that. I have not experienced any crazy dust, windstorms type things, which I've had comments to. I don't know about that, but the 90 days-ish I've been here has been relatively calm and decent weather. Not too cold, not too hot. I do know it gets a lot hotter. One of the things I didn't never like the Las Vegas summers, right? I mean, literally, it goes 100 degrees literally up till Halloween. No shit. It's like somebody throws a switch on that place and, goes immediately into winter, which is, Las Vegas is maybe strong point, right? The winters there are pretty nice. So there's that. I know it to be warm here also. But I do know it kind of chills out come September. I'll say also that El Paso is kind of around this little, mountain range and stuff. It's nice. It's nice. I wouldn't describe the place as very dangerous. I think most cities, have an element of danger and some different issues surrounding it. Also, notably, the city has good data backing that it's one of the safest places to live in the United States. I would second that, at least from my reaction. The people have been very friendly. This is a, Latin community in general, as it is a border town. If you're unaware of what that is, it's really up against Juarez, Mexico. Maybe they got that confused with Juarez. Even Juarez, I don't believe is as dangerous as what is touted most, these days. Mostly because of the Sinaloa cartels and the different war. They're really trying to make a push for tourism to come back, as like Tijuana. I mean, Tijuana again is a place that's kind of dangerous, maybe even more dangerous now than it has been in years. But so that being said, I call mostly bullshit on that article. The thing I would have to say about going kind of circling back, I guess, to the point about the low wages, the lower rents and, when wages are low, of course, you're going to have a hard time being able to charge, higher rents, right? So I believe that this is a plus. For one thing, if you're making, $20 an hour or $15 an hour, whatever the case may be, in one of the bigger cities and stuff like that, you could stand to pay quite a bit more. So, at least the rent is, consistent with the wages versus other places. And you know, like where I've come from, where the rents have kind of skyrocketed in Las Vegas for, and that is not a place that you can make great money at. Most of the people that live in Las Vegas, of course, work at the casinos and so on. And you know, it's an okay paying job, but I would not call Las Vegas even to have you know, high wages or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, my personal opinion on this is bullshit. The author Mike, of course, this is just one of those articles that you know, slapped together to get link clicks and has very little facts, as its name implies. And I feel like, you know, El Paso's a good move for anybody. It'd be hard for me to call it violent at all. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful early Saturday morning.